This is the second try of me recording this video. I said I don't want to do any edits anymore. I want to practice, talk more freely, and I realized that I have a little tick. I had to translate the words. I have a little tick on my leg, so I have to record a video, and after that I will remove this fucking tick from my leg. It distracted me, so that's why I need a second try. Alright, so 3 years ago I started self-improvement. I got into self-improvement through NoFap because I realized porn is a problem for me, and with my intention to get over it, because I didn't want to end up being a 70-year-old watching porn at home, being a 70-year-old virgin. I decided to get over it somehow, and 3 months ago, almost 4 months ago, the beginning of March, today's the 23rd of June, until yesterday, I didn't watch porn in almost 4 months. And in this time in Southeast Asia, it was when my flight took off on the 2nd or 3rd of March. And in this time, as I had the physical distance, I did a lot of journaling. I got more clear about who I am. I grew myself through reading books, doing a video course about finding a life purpose for the next few years, and also which things I will master over the next 20 years. Not quite completely sure about which things they're going to be, but I have much more clarity than I've had 3 months ago. So I got out of this old environment into a new one, which made it easier for me to not fall back into old patterns, and I could really evolve as a human being, and it really changed me. I also started doing visualizations, which also regularly, which also helped me changing my my self-image. So I came back as, like, of course for other people I'm still the same person, but for me I came back as a different person. Now, 2 days ago I had a little party. I invited close friends, family to have to celebrate my comeback, and also my birthday is in a couple days, so I'm kind of combined these two things. And I drank something, was a really good thing, but yesterday I felt quite lethargic and empty, and I had a kind of a relapse day, so I fell back into old behavior patterns. I watched porn again, and I did masturbate, and I also I just didn't give a fuck about it, about anything. And when this happened, it happened a lot of times before I went, because I didn't actively start to change, or not as consistently to change my inner worldview or my personality as I started doing now on my travels. So I was kind of stuck. And yesterday it happened again. So yeah, I ate a bit more sugar and had some hits of a cigarette from a friend. And then I got back home, and I was, I should do this and that. I have these things I want to do before I go to military, but I didn't have motivation. So this is normal. It's just it's not possible to be motivated all the time. And this is what we call, what is called, or what I know about this thing, is ego backlash. So as I started to create a new personality, your old self with behavior patterns and beliefs wants to survive. Everything is based on survival. We live, and there's something inside you, in everyone, that wants to survive. And what I did is I started to actively change who I am. So of course it will create resistance. And yesterday it got over me. So it happened, and it will probably happen on one or the other way if you do this work, and if you read the title Ego Backlash and you clicked on this video, it's likely that it happens to you in some way. Yesterday was a bit extreme for me. Now, what happened? So, as I said, I told you what happened, but what should you do? Like, how should you react? First of all, it already happened, so you can't change it. So it's your responsibility to make it work, or like make it happen for you, like learn your lesson or take something out of it. As I said, yeah, it already happened. So what should you do? So what I did is I really accepted my old self wants to survive. So I realized it's just an old pattern replaying it. And by taking, like, I drank some alcohol, it made me more receptive to these things. So as long as you have a self-image that serves you, which everyone has like its own his own limitations from childhood and from early life. So if you're sure that you do have a self-image that serves you, which contains some work, and you should know something about self-image or something in this kind of thing, so you actively try or influence the things you believe in, you can do whatever you want as long as you can stay relaxed. If you're relaxed and the actions you take are part of your identity, and it's an identity you want to have, and these things are part of what you want to be, then it's fine. So I decided 3 years ago that I don't want to be a person who watches porn all the time, and I don't want to watch porn at all. Yet it happened yesterday. What we tend to do is to overcorrect. We think, oh, this happened, it's a no-go, and we overcorrect. Like you say, I have this image. If you visualize, I have a picture of how I want to act, how I want to be, and I actively move myself towards this vision or image of myself. And now yesterday I had this old thing or old behavior patterns that came in, and they're trying to hold me back, right? So I got off course. Now what most people do if they want to get there and they got off course there, they overcorrect. Now they go in the other direction and they're off course again. So if you make mistakes, or if you're like I did yesterday, it happened, it's okay, make a tick or and then move on and do the same things you did yesterday when you were on course. Not like, okay, this happened and maybe the thing that made me do it was drinking alcohol, for example. Now I will never drink alcohol ever in my life again, for example. That would be the extreme decision, and sooner or later this will get you again. So chill, you're human. You're like, it's a sign of growth that you're doing mistakes. And this mistake yesterday showed me how far I've got in the last 4 months, because these things, like what I did yesterday, this happened to me like almost every week for the past 3 years, and that's why I felt so miserable a lot of times, because I was so fixed on being this perfect man, or like this perfect imaginary version of myself I can never be. Yeah, man. So just go on. It's look back on the progress you've already made and realize you don't have to do that much different to get where you want to be. And also, this perfect image I have and I visualize, ideally, you will never get there. As you go along the way, you evolve as a person, and so does the image of who you want to become always evolves, because you see possibilities along the way you can't see from your from your current position. So you see where you can get. You only see where you can get once you're along the way, and focus on the things you can take influence on, the things you think about on a daily basis, the things you do on a daily basis, which are ultimately a reaction about on the things you believe are true. So that's why you do this work, right? Peace and have a nice day. I hope this video helped you.